Bungee jumping. I'm Steve Amber and I'm Shirley Griffith with exploration in VOA Special English. Imagine standing at the edge of, of a tall bridge, hundreds of meters below you. River waters rushes by. You take a deep breath and jump off the bridge, head first into thin air as a reaction to shock, excitement, and fear. The hormone adrenaline floods through your body. There is nothing but a long rubber rope attached to your ankles, holding on to your very life. Some people call it crazy, others say it's exciting. Whatever you may think, bungee jumping has become a popular extreme sport all over the world. Bungee jumping is not a new activity. Men on Pentecost Island in the South Pacific have been doing land jumping for hundreds of years. The men tie long vines from plants around their ankles. They spend days building tall towers out of vines and logs. Then they jump off these structures. It takes a great deal of skill to jump correctly and safely, and diving for them is an important cultural activity. According to their beliefs, the first land diver was a woman. She decided to run away from her upset husband. So she climbed up a tall tree and tied some vines around her feet. Her husband cast after her up the tree. He reached out to grab her, but the woman jumped and the man followed. The vines saved her life, but her husband died. Land diving has become a way in which this island men show their bravery in front of the woman. People of the village sing loud songs to show their support for the brave divers. This tradition is also a way for the men to voice their trouble in public. For example, a man can discuss his marriage problems before he jumps. The villagers, including his wife, must stand and listen. This ancient custom caught the interest of some students at Oxford University in England. In the late 1970s, they formed a group called the Dangerous Sports Club. They like to invent risky and sometimes crazy activities. They were some of the first people to test several of what are now called extreme sports. They are said to have invented modern bungee jumping. In the spring of 1979, members of the group jumped off the Clifton Suspension Bridge in Bristol, England. They were attacked to the bridge by a bungee cord, a long elastic rope that stretched. They were dressed in black and white clothing and held bottles of champagne wine. The press quickly reported on their wild activities. The group soon received even more attention when they organized a bungee jump off the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco, California. A man named A.J. Hackett of New Zealand later heard about this group. He decided to make the sports into business. Mr. Heck worked with his friend Henry Van X, who was an expert at skiing. They started developing bungee ropes and materials. Scientists at Auckland University helped them. The two men knew that people would find bungee jumping exciting and fun, and they knew people would pay money for the experience. To show the world about bungee jumping, they held a major jump in 1987 of the famous Eiffel Tower in Paris, France. They later got permission to open the first bungee jumping operation on the Cavalry Bridge in Queenstown, New Zealand. Many people paid $75 to jump off the bridge with a bungee cord attached to their ankles. Mr. Hake worked hard to make sure the public knew how safe his materials were. He developed a method to grandly safely called the Bungee Code of Practice. Bungee jumping might seem frightening, but it's very safe activity if you go to a well-established bungee jump company. People who work for bungee operators usually have a great deal of training and experience. They use very strong and carefully made rubber ropes. They choose a rope based on the jumper's body weight. This is so they can manage how much the rope stretches when the person falls. It is important to remember that this sport is not safe for everyone. People who have high blood pressure or a heart condition should not try jumping. People with back or knee injuries or who suffer from epilepsy should also avoid this sport. And remember, if you do not feel like experiencing it yourself, you can always watch other people jump. Now you have jumped, bunched up and down several times on rubber rope, and are hanging by your ankles in the middle of the air. You may be wondering what you are supposed to do. Do not worry. The operators have different choices for getting you back to land right side again. Oftentimes, a bungee guide on rope will attach to your rope and help you back up to the structure you jump from. On extreme sports, company gives a warning on its website. It warns that bungee jumping might lead to big smiles and deep feelings of happiness and excitement. Since it begins in New Zealand, commercial bungee jumping has spread to countries everywhere. One of the highest bungee jumps in the world from a structure near Locarno, Switzerland, over the Vergaza Dam. The drop measures 220 meters. In fact, you can see character James Bond jump off this very bridge in the 1995 movie GoldenEye. Or there is the 260 meters jump from the Blackcurrants Bridge in South Africa. This is the highest single arc bridge in the world. Of course, not every place has a body water with a bridge from which you can jump. Some amusement parks offer bungee jumping from crane masonry in the Andes Mountains of Peru. You can visit Action Valley outside the city of Cusco. Visitors can jump from a metal box that hangs from cables high up in the air. Most of these companies can sell you video recordings or photographs of your jump. This way you can prove to your family back home that you were brave enough to bungee. Now, extreme sports companies are finding ways to make bungee jumping even more. Some after bungee jumps at night or jumps where you follow a instructor. There are also bungee jumps from flying helicopters and hot air balloons. You can also try bungee jumping for two. Some companies can harness two people together so you and a friend can experience the excitement. AJ Hackett company even offers a sky jump off the tallest building in Macau. Just how far would you go to experience the fastest bungee fear? But what does a person who is new to bungee jumping think about this sport? Tim Rooney recently traveled to Victoria Falls. He only had 24 hours to spend in Zimbabwe, but he made sure he found time to jump off this famous bridge towards the powerful Zambezi River. Here is what he had to say about the experience. Tim Rooney. Hi, I'm Tim Rooney from Washington, D.C. Jumping off the bridge was one of the most spectacular, poetic moments of my life. The idea hadn't really occurred to me until we got to the falls and we saw the view. I decided what better way to get to know this view than to jump into it. I think that the jump had more of a scary impact on my girlfriend, who had to watch the whole thing. To an observer, a bungee jump looks like a terribly violent process. But the actual experience of it is one of floating. You jump and don't have any sensation of being tugged or falling or anything. You just are floating up and down. It is one of the most calm, wonderful things I have ever done. I recommend that everybody do it. This program was written and produced by Danny Demetz, and I'm Stephen Amber. And I'm Shirley Grivet. You can read and listen to this program on our website, Speak English, specialistenglish.com. Join us again next week to experience in VOA Special English. Bye.